Okay, so let's get started. Today, we're going to walk through a customer journey map that I've created for this app project. Now, this is one that is more of an event or ticket reservation app. Nothing like Open Table or anything, but I wanted to just give an overview of what the phases in that customer journey looks like. Now, this is a reduced version, but it'll give you the same idea. So one, I'd like to start these off in the phases in which the user journey happens. Here you'll see 4 distinct phases. One, this is the starting stage for a user. The second area here is understanding the user interest, which is the onboarding phase. The third one is the exploration. This is more of the core of the app and what's going to happen. And then there's conversion. This is completion of a task. I also am cognizant of, let's say, a 5th stage, which is retention, but we didn't dive into that for this particular MVP. So it's reduced to this. Now, first, we establish our phases that the user journey will happen, and then we break them down, and we have different unique components here. We have different phases of the user journey. Then we have different stages in which they are in, the decision areas, right? And then we have core areas of moving through the loop, and I'll walk you through it now. So in this example, we'll just do a new user starting. You have one that logs in, you have a user that creates an account, and then you have a guest user. So for the sake of this example, we'll do kind of happy path, which is using as a guest. So if I log in as a new user, as a guest, I have a new account. If I have a new account, then I'm going through the interest quiz. But since I'm a guest, I don't want to set up an account. I'm just browsing passively. So I go through I skip this onboarding stage. And then I go direct to explore these events here, right? Now, in this detail of exploring these events, I then either select an event or I don't. When I make the decision to select one, I can go into the conversion area to RSVP for that. If I don't, I essentially go back to the exploration of those events. So this is considered your loop. And even in RSVP, you can essentially have a loop here. But considering we are a guest, once you hit the RSVP stage, you have to register. Registration is required because then I'm able to access your information and give you the reservation information. So that's essentially how you move through this phase. You're able to track different points where there's user frustration, user drop-off. At each stage, being able to see where the user kind of moved through this journey, you'll have a better idea on how to retain them, how to mitigate any risks or any conversion drop-offs, and much more. Now, if we created our account, then we'd be a new user. Yes. So then we can go through this interest quiz. This interest quiz is essentially asking you information on what your interests are so that the events are tailored to your liking. Once you complete that, you can go to explore events. Now, at any point, you can skip this interest quiz and go directly to events. This is tailored for you if you have a new account. So you go here, you explore those events, and just like the guests, you select them in RSVP, or you go through the loop and explore more. Right? And then the last stage is for login for those users who already have an account. So if you have an account here, you go through this decision matrix where essentially you already have one. So no, it's not a new account. So we skip this interest quiz. We skip that phase, and then we go straight to exploration of those events. And then the same rules apply past this exploration phase. So as you can see, it's important to know exactly where your user is in the journey that you have for them in order to give them the best experience to mitigate risks early on, and to cut off any drop off you may see happening when you track these events and triggers for your user journey. I know this was a rough sketch, but at least I think it communicates the point